Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my Supermodel Canada experience. So what it was like, what the people were like, and all about the competitions and all that fun stuff. So if you want to hear more about Supermodel Canada, then just keep watching. We're gonna get right into it. And at the end, I did ask on Instagram for some questions, so I'll be answering some of those at the very end of the video. So for starters, I'm just gonna start out by saying I did not win Supermodel Canada, which I am totally fine with. And I was in the top 30 finalist, which was amazing. So there was a top 5 and then there was a winner, and this was all based on like throughout the competition, you get points and all that stuff. So that's how they determined who would be in the top 5 and then who would win first place Supermodel Canada for the girls, and there was also for the guys as well. I just wanted to get that out of the way really quick because everyone that I spoke to always asked like how I did, like how'd it go, all that stuff. So I wanted you guys to know that fortunately didn't win, but super happy with how I did and everything that came from it and how the whole experience went. So I'm not like sad about that or anything, but I wanted to tell you guys first because I feel like that's a pretty popular question that I get asked. So going off of that, now I'm gonna talk about how I heard about it and kind of the process going into it and all that. Last year, I had no idea what Supermodel Canada was, and then I was in these modeling classes with Toronto Fashion Academy, and the one guy that I was in my class was in Supermodel Canada, and he was a contestant in Supermodel Canada, and I was like, whoa, that's so cool, like I have no idea what that is. I had never heard of it before, and then through him, that's how I found out about it. And then working with TFA, they've mentioned it a few times, and then when there was the Toronto audition, I had already been following a few people from like TFA and like meeting them and all that stuff. So one girl was working with the team and she had posted about Supermodel Canada and the requirements and all that. I was really undecided because I've never done a competition before, and then I messaged and asked because there is a height requirement, which is 5'7", I believe, and I am not 5'7". So I messaged and asked if like you have to be 5'7". They said no, it's just recommended. So I thought, okay, sure. And then things just happened. I got engaged, and at that point I was just kind of like, no, I'm gonna focus on the wedding. I don't wanna do Supermodel Canada because it's gonna be a lot for me, and with planning a wedding, like it's just a whole bunch of stuff going on. So I didn't think that I was gonna do it. They had their auditions, I didn't go, and then I did another shoot and was talking to one of the people that works at TFA, and they said there was going to be another Toronto casting, and I felt like that was my opportunity. Here they are again, auditions again. So I was like, you know what, like it's just good for experience. I'm just gonna go, I'm gonna try it out and see how I feel. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know even like what I was supposed to be doing when I got there. So I got there, filled out my forms, was super nervous. So I got there, I did the audition. They kind of just walk you through. So you do they ask you to do like a walk. Did that, did a couple interviews. I was pretty confident since I knew some of the people. It made it a little easier for me. Then we did like a mini shoot. So leaving there, I felt pretty confident. And then I got a couple weeks or like a month later, I got the call saying that I was in the top 100 for Supermodel Canada, which I was actually like super excited about. I didn't know like how excited I would be until I actually got the phone call, and I was like, wow, I made it. So then that was good. And then the next step was of course the online voting, which if you follow me on social media or anything like that, you probably would have seen me post about the online voting. If you got enough votes, if you were in like the top, then you get to compete for Supermodel Canada in Toronto. So fast forward, got the votes, all that, and then it's like a couple days before the actual competition. I was like, oh my gosh, like competition's coming. So I started practicing my walk a little bit, and then I packed and then headed up to Toronto, stayed with my friend the night before. And I was honestly, like at that point, the day before heading up, I was like, I don't know why I decided to do this. I don't want to do this. Like I just was like not a fan of it at that point. And then I was super nervous, obviously, getting there. And then once I got there and met everyone, I was like my nerves went down so much. Everyone was so nice, and then again, I knew some people through TFA, so that made me feel more comfortable. But even if I was coming in not knowing anyone, all the contestants were so nice, which I didn't expect. I expected it to be like kind of like catty, this is a competition, we're here to model, blah, blah, blah. But that was not the case at all. Everyone was so nice, which made it a million times easier for me. So that was kind of my experience going into it. And then obviously like I said, my nerves went down a lot once I started meeting people and kind of like establishing like friendships and just knowing that like everyone's in the same boat, everyone's nervous, everyone's here to compete, but at the same time, like that's not necessarily their number one goal is to win the competition. Obviously everyone wants to win, but also people just want to have fun and be there for the experience, which made me feel a lot better. So then for the competitions, so first day we get there, we have 2 competitions that day. So we had a beauty competition, which I placed second in, so I was super happy with that. And then, so we had before and after pictures. I'll actually post up some pictures from the competitions. So we had the before and afters. They rank you and how well you did. So I placed second in that one, which I was really happy and surprised that I did well in that one. The second was a high fashion shoot. So this is the picture here. I was not as confident in that one because I just felt like I didn't know what to give the camera, didn't really know what I was working with, and also we only had 3 shots to get the shot. That was a little bit difficult, but super fun, and that one was really challenging. Actually, all of them were really challenging. They kind of make you think. You don't have someone standing there telling you what to do or how to pose because it's a modeling competition. The photographer is quick, quick, quick. You go, you get your shots, you go on to the next thing because there's so many people, they're moving so fast. So you really have to go in knowing what you're gonna do, your poses and all that, and then kind of have like a plan. That night we had an event, so we rush back to the hotel, we get ready, we go to this event, and that was like welcome party. And so you have to dress up, and for every competition that we do, we have to post on social media, we have to be doing all this stuff. So it's really hard to find time to do all these requirements and then also keep your head in the game, keep competing and socialize and be friends with people. But somehow we all managed to make it out alive and we did it all. So that day we did the 2 shoots, and then we had the after event, the welcome event. So we headed to the escape room in Toronto, or Escape Manor in Toronto. It was super fun. So we had dinner there. We got to go around to the different rooms, hang out with people, all that. And then the next day, and then that night we got spray tans. So if you wanted a spray tan, we got spray tan by Tan on the Run, which is like kind of around the Niagara region in Toronto, I believe. So we got that done, and then we had to stay up late to wait for our spray tans to wash off. So I think I went to bed around like 2:30 that night. I was pretty tired. Then the next day we wake up, we go and like we have breakfast, we all meet in one room. They tell us our partners and they tell us what our task is, and we're off and running. So we had an HP sprocket, which is like a little printer. We had 3 locations to hit, and we had to get all of the monument in the picture in order to qualify. And we had to get all 3 shots and be back by a certain time. So they matched us up with someone, me and my partner head out. We got a car to the one, and then we ran through the city for the rest. And honestly, I was like dead the next day, but it was so worth it. We got all of our shots in. We took 3 shots, so we had to pick our best 3 shots. So I'll put mine here. So there was the canoe we had to go to, so that was this one. Then we had to go to the CN Tower, and then we had to hit the Toronto sign. Because they're all such big landmarks in Toronto, you have to try to get it in the shot, but also be creative at the same time. So it's very hard to show the sprocket, be creative, and to get the whole landmark in the shot at the same time. It was pretty difficult, but we managed, and then we ran back to the hotel. We had to print 2 and then print 1 on a big printer. So that was like your favorite shot and all that stuff. So then you get ranked on that and how you do. Okay, so then I'm pretty sure we had a fitting that night. So the fitting, it was for the final show, which was on the 3rd day. And then we have this party at this super nice restaurant called Tula. And so we headed there. There was like a singer, there was a DJ. They announced what places we got in different challenges. And then we head home. but we still had to do confessionals. So then we were up late again. So I think I went to bed around like 3 or 4 that night, and then woke up again. We have a schedule. So we wake up and we're at the show. I don't think we had anything that morning. So we go there, everyone's hanging out, we're having fun, and then everyone comes, we have hair, makeup, rehearsals, everything like that. And then later that night we had the show, which was so fun. I actually was super happy with how things went. They gave us runway coaching, which helped my confidence a lot. And then we had like choreography, hair, makeup. Oh, I forgot the most crazy challenge of all. So we had an extreme runway event, but once everyone came, we were like, okay, are we not having the event? What's going on? Did it get pushed back? We didn't know. The extreme runway challenge was going to be in front of all the guests, which I was not expecting at all. I thought it would be like during the day beforehand, something like that. But it was in front of all the guests, and we're in lingerie, which is fine, whatever. And then we have to wear a blindfold and walk down the runway, get to the end, pose, and then walk back. I think I bumped into someone like once or twice. Some people like straight down killed it. Some people were like me, a little bit bumping into people kind of thing. But it was so fun, and like doing that made me more confident doing my other runway when I could see, like the other part of the runway show, when I could actually see the runway. It was a lot easier considering I've already made a fool of myself in front of all these people. Now it's time to show them what we're working with. So that was really fun, and we had a lot of wardrobe changes. So by the end of it, it was more so just like, you're used to it, it's fun, you're vibing with it. But at the beginning, I was definitely nervous, especially because runway was not my strong suit, but it was actually really fun. I really enjoyed it. And then at the end of that night, we got to see, like, if we had guests come, we had like my family came, so I got to see them and like talk to them, which was nice because throughout the 3 days it was kind of busy. You don't really get to talk much. We had like a little after party, went back to the hotel, and then woke up the next day and it was all done. They did announce the winners obviously when we did the runway, and I was super happy for the winner. She's a sweetie, and when I was going into the competition, I actually knew her from before, and I knew that she had like a killer walk, and I was telling Brandon that is someone to look out for because she's really good, and I freaking called it. I knew she was gonna win. Super happy for her, and I'm really happy that I did this. I was super hesitant going into it, so I owe a lot to all of my supporters, but mainly to Brandon, who actually pushed me to go and do the competition. And I don't think I would have ever done that if he wasn't like so supportive and actually pushed me to do it, because me a year ago would have never thought like, I'm gonna compete in Supermodel Canada, I'm gonna do something like that. That's just like not who I was, or like what I was into modeling, but I wasn't that confident or wanted to put myself out there that much. And I'm so happy I did. I made so many friends, and I just love everyone who was in the competition, who helped out. The filming crew was so sweet, the staff was so nice, the makeup crew, the stylist, the designers, just everyone was amazing. And I was so happy that I did it, and that I got to meet all of these new people and see some of my old friends as well from all of the other events that I've done and that I've worked alongside. So it was just an amazing event. I was so happy that I got to be part of it, and I don't think I have any regrets based on like the competition going into it. But overall, everything happens for a reason, and I'm so happy that I got to compete and be part of it. So now I'm going to go on to the questions that I had from some people on Instagram. Someone said, why didn't we become friends earlier? And honestly, it's crazy how fast you become friends with people, because at the beginning of the competition, like, we're only there 3 days, and the third day was a lot of like runway, and like second day you're with one person pretty much. Like, you don't see everyone the whole days, like throughout the 3 days. There's some people I talked to the first day that I didn't get to talk to for the rest of the competition. It just depends like where you are, what's going on, if you're needed here, if you're needed there. But honestly, there's a lot of people that I met that I wish I could have like hung out with longer. Like, although 3 days I was ready to go home, I also was really sad to like leave these people and everything. Even if we became friends at the end, you know, we have a lifetime to continue this friendship. And I think that even though the competition's over, a lot of us will stay friends, which is awesome. Someone said, how did you not win? And I'm not sure how the scoring was done. But like I said, I think there's a few things like the runway. I like mixed up a few times, just the choreo. And then for the HP one, I had 2 pictures that I really liked and I picked one, which I think I should have picked the other, but it's fine. Like I said, everything happens for a reason and I'm super happy that I did it in general. Pros and cons. Pros is pretty much this whole video is a pro. Everything that came out of it, everyone that I met, all the experiences, the confidence, all that. Cons is that, con is you do have to pay a fee, but it's not really a con because it ends up working out to you get way more than what you pay for. And you're just super tired because you have a lot of things going on. But other than that, I don't really have very many cons. It's pretty fun and everyone who left the competition, I think, was really happy. Even if they didn't win, like they might not be happy with that outcome, but they're just happy that they did it, that they competed, and that they proved to themselves that they can do something that's hard and something that's different than what other people think you should do. It was really refreshing to see and to like meet all these people who do things that are outside of the box, or like a lot of the guys who do modeling, like people get made fun of or whatever, which I think is so stupid for someone else to make fun of you for doing what you like, but that's just how I see it, whatever. But the fact that they do it anyways and they don't care what other people think and they don't let other people's negativity crush their dreams, I feel like that's just really refreshing to be around people like that. I talked so much about YouTube to different people, and like not by me just being like blah blah blah, YouTube, YouTube, YouTube. A lot of people were curious, and it's so fun to like collaborate and just like talk on a different level to people who are also interested in the same things you are, like modeling, YouTube, fashion, that whole like realm of just doing different things. It's super cool to like meet all these people who are just like living out their dreams and doing what they want as opposed to what they're supposed to do or what they're told to do. And I could go on forever about this, but I just really connected with people that way because it just made me feel like leaving the competition, I was like on a next level high. Like I was so happy that I like met these people that inspire me to do more or to like try something different or just to go for things as opposed to letting people in like a small town keep you down. I'm gonna stop rambling on about that. But what was my favorite part? Okay, my favorite part in the competition, I think, was the HP challenge, which was the challenge that I actually think that I could have done better on. But that was my favorite challenge, running through the city. And like my partner, I hadn't spoke to at all throughout the competition yet. I mean, it was only day 2, but I hadn't got to like hang out with him. My partner was awesome. We had like a blast. We did some interviews. We got some professional photos done. I thought our photos were awesome. His photo here, hopefully he doesn't care that I put it in, was my absolute favorite photo. I thought that first place right there. I think that competition was so fun. Some people didn't like it, which I was surprised, but that was by far my favorite one. It was just so fun, and you kind of look insane running through the city, and we were just kind of doing our own thing, like trying to be creative. And that's what I think I liked most about it, was like you had to really think. You weren't being told what to do, but at the same time, like your partner helps you. So I'd be like, oh, move your hand like this or do this. And then you have both of your ideas coming together and getting like a sweet photo that you both are proud of. So I was super happy with that. I think that was by far the best part of the competition. I was really nervous for that one at first because I saw they did it the previous year, something similar. Like I was already thinking like this is going to be so challenging, but when we did it, we went out and it was so fun. So I definitely enjoyed that one the most. What was the biggest challenge? I think the biggest challenge was probably the blindfolded runway, because first off, I was not expecting that whatsoever. Last year they did it around a pool and they had their eyes open. So I was not expecting to do it on a runway with my eyes closed. So that was really scary. But that ended up being super fun and one of the most memorable things that we did throughout the 3 days. But I would say that was for sure the most challenging part. Someone asked, how was it walking in lingerie in front of all those people? I had pre-warned my mother when she was coming that I was gonna be in lingerie, so to warn my stepdad, and I told my boyfriend. It was fine. Some people had a little bit of issues with the tops because they were like loose, deep V's. Mine had like a little attachment, and I just tried to keep my shoulders back and not move. We all had nipple covers on, so it wasn't the end of the world if you had a little nip slip. But I wasn't even concerned about the lingerie part, honestly. I was more concerned about the blindfolded part. Like, that challenge took the edge off of everything else. Like, you're in lingerie, you're blindfolded, you're in heels, you're walking for the first time in front of these people. After that, no problem, you got it. Someone asked, were the tasks hard? They're challenges, yeah, so they're hard, like they're challenging, but nothing that I didn't think I could do. Like, I was never like, oh my gosh, I cannot do this, other than the blindfolded runway. But I was more excited than anything. As long as I knew I wasn't gonna hurt myself, I was okay. Yeah, there was nothing that I was like, wow, this is impossible. Like, how am I going to do well in this? Everything I did, I thought that I did well in. I was never like sad after one or disappointed in myself. So that was really good. The last question I'm gonna do is, was I ever nervous? And yes, 100% I was nervous. Nervous for, I think the first day I wasn't as I was nervous before we got there. First day for the photo ones, I wasn't as nervous because I like photo shoots the most. So those were kind of fun. And then nervous for the creativity aspect of day 2. I was for sure nervous for that and just getting back in time. And then runway was the most nervous I was the entire time, other than before I got there. But I got through it, I survived, and I did something that, like I said, I didn't think I would ever do. So I was really proud of myself in doing that. And yeah, I don't have any regrets. I'm super happy with the outcome of it. And I think that overall, I got to meet so many like of the photographers I got to talk to. I got like a lot of people's contacts. So I'm excited for what the future holds from Supermodel Canada and from other things as well. I'm proud to represent us short girls in the industry. I'm sure this video is going to be pretty long. I just want to say thank you to everyone that I met at Supermodel Canada, everyone, all the sponsors, everyone that came together to do makeup, hair, styling, designers. I could go on for photographers, like I could go on forever. Thank you to Samantha, to the chef, to Jason, to Basil, and to everyone else who made everything possible. I could go on forever, but I know I'm gonna forget someone if I name everyone by name. So I just wanna say thank you to every single person involved in making the show amazing. I had so much fun. It was such a life-changing experience for me, and I don't know if I will compete again in Supermodel Canada because I feel like doing something once and then going back is hard because you have an experience in your head and it's never going to compare to what it was the first time. But it was definitely a crazy, amazing experience. That is everything for the video. Again, thank you to everyone. I love you all. You all were so amazing. And I can't wait to see when it finally comes out. I think they're releasing it on probably Facebook, but through YouTube or something like that. They had a whole filming team. So hopefully we will get that soon. And if you want to follow me on my social medias to check all that out, to see all the posts and all that fun stuff, I will have everything social media wise linked below. My Instagram is just at Chelsea J with 3 L's. Overall, I would say if you're looking into doing this, if you're watching this video because you're curious about Supermodel Canada, do it, go for it. If you don't win, it's not the end of the world. There's only one winner and all the rest of the people are still as equally amazing. So don't just base your worth on if you got first place, if you got second place, if you got third place, if you got fourth place, if you're top 30, if you're top 100, if you didn't make it past the auditions, that's okay because that's experience for the next time. Of course, it's discouraging, but at the same time, you never know what can happen. If you are too scared to do something because of what other people think, you really need to push that aside and just freaking go for it and just be the best version of yourself. And that is all you can do. And you will be so happy with yourself because for me, that took me a long time to figure out. And since then, I've been so happy and been doing whatever makes me happy and like sets my soul on fire. That's what I do. So just, you know, go out there, kill it, and do what makes you happy. And if your friends make fun of you because of what you're doing or they don't support you, then those aren't the people that you need in your life. And I hope that you will realize that. But I hope that you find the courage to go do what you want to do and be who you want to be, because life is too damn short. I'm going to end it there. That is everything. I hope you have an amazing day, week, month, or year. I love you, and remember to always be nice to people. Please and thank you. Goodbye.